Welcome to Storied Audio. Daniel was finishing dinner when a soft, uncertain knock echoed through his quiet house. 3 taps, hesitant, almost trembling. He frowned. No one ever visited this late. He wiped his hands on a towel and opened the door. A teenage girl stood on the porch. 15 maybe. Backpack hanging off one shoulder. Eyes red, jaw tight, like she'd been holding something in for miles. "My name is Emily," she said. "And I'm your daughter." The world tilted. Daniel stared, unable to breathe. Because she had her eyes, those storm-gray eyes he once memorized. The eyes of the woman who had broken him. He stepped aside silently and Emily walked in. She didn't sit. She paced the living room, arms crossed, fury trembling in her voice. "You left us," she said. "You left me. Mom said you didn't want anything to do with us." Daniel felt the words like a punch. "Emily, I didn't know. I promise." She glared at him. "How could you not know? How could you not care?" He swallowed hard. Who is your mother?" When she said the name Rachel, his heart nearly stopped. Wait. The woman he had loved more than anything. The woman who vanished from his life 16 years ago with a single sentence. "We both need a fresh start." "I had no idea," he whispered. "If I'd known, I would have been there every day of your life." Emily's anger cracked. Tears spilled down her cheeks. She pulled out her phone and showed him pictures, her and Rachel through the years. Birthdays, school plays, Christmas mornings, a life he had never been allowed to see. He sat beside her and told her the truth about the past she never knew. He and Rachel had dated for years. They were inseparable, planning a future together. Marriage, kids, a home filled with laughter. But Rachel had struggled with drinking. She hid it well until she couldn't anymore. When she finally agreed to rehab, she broke up with him the night before she left. "She said we both needed a fresh start," Daniel told Emily. "I begged her to stay. I told her I'd help her through anything. But she pushed me away." He shook his head. "I didn't know she was pregnant. If I had, nothing would have kept me away." Emily wiped her face. "Mom doesn't know I'm here." Daniel stood. "Then we need to talk to her." He drove Emily home, heart pounding. When Rachel opened the door and saw him, she froze. Her eyes widened, filled instantly with tears. Then she rushed forward and threw her arms around him, sobbing before he could speak. "I'm sorry," she cried. "I'm so sorry." Emily slipped upstairs, leaving them alone. Daniel stepped back, jaw tight. 16 years, Rachel. 16 years you kept my daughter from me." Rachel flinched. I know I hurt you. I hurt her. I hurt everyone. I was ashamed. I was terrified. I thought you'd hate me. You should have told me," he said, voice shaking. "I missed her whole childhood. I missed everything." Rachel covered her face. "I regret it every day. I never stopped loving you. Not once. I didn't think I deserved you. And when I found out I was pregnant, I panicked. I thought you'd be better off without me." He stared at her. At the woman he had loved, the woman who had broken him, the woman who was now breaking all over again. "I'm angry," he said softly. "I won't pretend I'm not. But I know you were drowning back then. And now I have a daughter to think about. I'm not walking away." Rachel looked up, trembling. "Would you consider being in her life?" He took her hand gently. "I want to know my daughter. And after everything, I still love you." She gasped, tears spilling, and he leaned in and kissed her, slow, aching, full of 16 years of longing. Later, Emily came downstairs, eyes puffy. She looked at her mother, then at Daniel. "I'm mad at you," she told Rachel. "You lied to me. You lied to him. You kept us apart." Rachel nodded, crying. "You have every right to be angry." "But," Emily wiped her face, "I'm glad I know the truth now. And I'm glad he's here." Daniel pulled her into a hug, holding her like he'd been waiting her whole life to do it. Over the next weeks, the 3 of them worked through the pain. Emily was angry, but she forgave her mother slowly, piece by piece. Daniel forgave her too, not because the past didn't hurt, but because he saw how much she regretted it. Rachel apologized again and again. She told them she had never had another serious relationship. She had never stopped loving Daniel. She had never stopped imagining the life they could have had. And Daniel realized he had never stopped loving her either. Daniel and Rachel began dating again. carefully, gently, like two people relearning a language they once spoke fluently. Every day after work he stopped by to see Emily. They talked for hours, about school, music, her dreams, the years he missed. One afternoon, Emily hugged him tightly. "I forgive you," she whispered. "You didn't know. And I forgive Mom too. I just want us to be a family." Eventually Rachel and Emily moved in with him. The house that had once felt too quiet now echoed with laughter, arguments over dinner, late-night conversations, and the warmth of a family finally made whole. Daniel would sometimes watch them, Emily doing homework, Rachel humming in the kitchen, and feel a deep ache of gratitude. A few years later, while Emily was at college, Daniel took Rachel to the overlook they used to sit and stare at on summer nights. He pulled a ring out of his pocket and asked her to marry him. He said they will never have the years they had lost, but he wanted them together from now on. She slipped the ring on her finger and kissed him, saying yes and that they were going to do things right from now on. They didn't tell Emily right away. She was home from college the next weekend when she saw the engagement ring on her mom's finger. She smiled and hugged them both. She finally had the family she always wanted. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.